I just cannot see the paint anymore. I can just not do it. What can we do? Let's go and have a look. Hi everyone, welcome back. This week we're going to have a quick look at just the little things we can do to help ourselves with our painting, to make life easy for ourselves. So we'll look at different ways of holding figures, options to just change on your brushes to make it easier to hold, and we'll have a look at a few magnifying options. So let's get cracking. Right, first of all we need to find a way to hold a figure. Most common way is probably a piece of cork or a bottle, paint bottle, a bit of poster tack and stick it on the top. Works quite well. I do occasionally find when I use this technique I tend to knock them off, which is a bit of a pain, but it does work if you're careful. Moving on from that, you have another option. So these are just hand grips with a magnet in, and you get your figure and you stick a little piece of shim on the bottom and it magnetises it to your grip, and that ain't going to fall off. The only difference between these is one's bigger than the other, and when you're finished, the shim, because it's super glued, will just snap off. Of course, the one everyone's been talking about recently is the Games Workshop one. This is actually quite nice. I was quite surprised. £5, can't argue. So it's a bit awkward to do it one-handed. It grips around bases quite nicely. Grips for various sizes. Ain't going anywhere. Nice to hold in your hand. You can also put a tongue compressor or a lollipop stick through there and do maybe stick on 3 figures. You could probably go with more, but 3 is quite nice, gives you space to get between. So you can batch paint, so I can recommend them. Right, moving on from actually holding the figure, other issues that are quite common is I hear people saying I can't hold a brush anymore. That tight grip or that small grip area hurts. Options you have here, so you can put some poster tack, blue tack around the brush to thicken it up. You can put some masking tape to thicken it up. You can put a bit of masking tape and then get some of the gel pen grips that just slide on. That'll help. Here I've got a little wood turned brush holder or brush handle support thing, and what this does is your brush fits through. It just makes the brush wider to hold. So if you're doing a lot, instead of having that really tight grip, you've got a lot wider grip and be a lot more comfortable. So there's an option for there. So what other problems do we have? Well, basically I just can't see. So let's put the camera up and we'll have a look at some different options. Right, I'm afraid to say it, old age comes to all of us and bits don't work quite like they ought to. So we have to counteract it. Hence things like glasses. Well, glasses, brilliant. I can see the distance, I can see to read. I'll pick a figure up, no chance. So if you're working in daylight, first thing I would recommend, if you can work in daylight painting, is the best, are little flip magnifiers. So they go on it. Oh, where'd everyone go? They go onto your glasses. Just put it down here. Downside is I can't actually see to put them on. Right, they're on. So you do that. Right. So I can see fine when they're up, like that. I'm a bit like, but what this has done, if I can see the brush, is it's changed my focus length on my glasses that I can actually see to paint. So these work brilliantly during daylight, so I highly recommend them. But unfortunately, due to life's busyness and jobs, etc., we quite often end up painting at night, where then you need something a little bit extra. So let's have a look. So here we have a small light magnifier. All the magnifiers these days usually come with a little cap to go over the lens, stop sunlight shining through and burning your house down, things like that. you can either use as a magnifier, you can use it as a light. I quite often would use that as a light with me flip lenses. It's one option. What have I found with this? Well, if I tip it to paint, I'll find my brush. It's a bit awkward to try and do this on camera. But the figure's going here, and I'll find as I get working on it, and the focus length of this lens, I've got a habit of beating the lens up with a brush. So it's a little bit of a pain with the smaller ones. It's alright if you could snip an inch or so off the brushes, if you really wanted to. That would solve that problem. So I don't do it very often. I'll sometimes try and come at a different angle. I try and work that way, but usually that's more comfortable to me, and then I'm back to that issue. But I do have one more option, the big boy. So let's get him out and have a look. This is a bigger version, a lot bigger version than the other little magnifier we had. Attaches to your table. Please make sure you put some card either side of the clamp so you don't destroy the table and get a clip around the ear from your wife. So what advantages do we have here? One, huge great magnifier. So I'm going to tip it like that. As you can see, it's an LED light, so it actually works as a beautiful light source as well. But with this one, the focus length is down here. Oh, look, I'm not hitting the glass anymore. So this actually works really well. It's just a beautiful piece of kit to work with. This is called a Slim Jim light. That's pretty much it, really. It's just finding something that suits your needs. So let's put the camera up and have a chat. Right, there you have it, a few little tips to help you. Before you rush out spending a fortune, first thing to do, where do you paint? Can you change the position where you paint? Can you get in front of a window? I paint in the conservatory. Brilliant during the cooler months, not so great in the summer when it's a bit warm and the paint dries before it touches the figure. Saying that, you get the same issue with brush sizes. This is a size 2, this is a great size brush. So I've got a brush called a Psycho, which I think has one hair on it. Have I ever managed to get any paint on the figure with it? Probably not. Issue, because the tip is so small and the brush is so fine, you got such a little amount of paint on it, by the time you get to the figure it's dry. So not necessarily always go for a smaller brush for a smaller detail is the right way to go. As I say, it's find what suits you. Other little tip, if your arm shakes, your elbow on the table. So then your arm's fully supported. So then you can work a lot easier. Just finding what works for you as an individual. No one can tell you, say, this will solve all your problems. Doesn't happen like that. Everyone's different. So before you rush out and spend a fortune, look at the little things you can do. If you wear glasses, I definitely recommend these. They're only about £5. Make a big difference to me. Just remember when you look up, everything goes a bit blurry like you had a few pints. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, subscribe, get it out there. And I'm going to start cracking on with another project for next week's video. So everyone, take care, have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Cheers! Right, there you have it, some options. Nothing, I can't say do this, do that, nothing's right. Oh, poodle. Get something out of it. Firstly I'd say, oh boo, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm waffling. Let's start again.